This is a book ball summary of the book My Morning Routine by Benjamin Spall and Michael Zander. The great American essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "All of life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better." A fascinating compilation of 64 of today's most successful innovators, entrepreneurs, writers and artists, Benjamin Spall and Michael Zander's My Morning Routine, compiles their experiments in good living. Having said that, what is it about these self-starters that makes them all the same? In order to get the right start to the day, they've all developed morning routines. In terms of living a fulfilling life, these rules aren't inflexible. The morning routines they suggest are not intended to replace your current routine, but rather to inspire you to experiment with your own and come up with a routine that suits your specific needs. Get started and find out what kind of morning boosts your productivity and happiness. There are a number of examples that will inspire your imagination, from artists who rise early to record their dreams, to CEOs who swear by 30 minutes of meditation every morning. Nothing gets you out of bed like an important task or something you love to do. There is nothing better than a meaningful task or a passion that motivates you to get out of bed in the morning. I'm sure you know the scene. Your alarm goes off and you drowsily try to turn it off in the darkness. All you want is a little more sleep. However, mornings don't have to be miserable hours spent resentfully dragging yourself out of bed. Having an important task ahead of you is one way to ensure you start the day bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. MIT President Leo Raphael Reif sets his alarm for 6 a.m, but he's usually already up a good 30 or 60 minutes before it rings. He wants to make sure he's had a gander at his inbox before the day gets going. Caroline Paul is also an early riser and loves to spend a couple of hours reading in peace before the rest of the world makes itself felt. The authors interviewed successful early risers and found that while 71% used an alarm, only 34% made use of the snooze function. They said that lightly slumbering is akin to revving a car engine without putting it in gear. The best work is often done in the morning, so take some time to focus on it. Some of your best work will be done in the morning, so give yourself time to see to it before tackling other tasks. Whether it's a big work project or something more personal, you probably have a whole list of things you keep meaning to get around to but never seem to find the time for. There simply don't seem to be enough hours in the day, right? Well, there are. You just need to snatch them in the morning. That's often the time you'll end up doing your most important work. Sheena Brady dedicates the hours between 7 and 11 to her own company, Tea's Tea. Todd Henry found mornings rewarding when he stopped trying to cram everything into the first part of his day. Make the right start by doing at least one other task before opening your emails. Jeff Colvin, the senior editor at Fortune magazine, writes down a to-do list and works his way through the tasks, beginning with the most important. Early morning exercise can set you up for a healthy, happy and productive day. Exercise is good for you, and the author's interviewees agree. Caroline Burkle, an Olympic swimmer, gets up at 5:30 every morning and hits the gym first thing. Sherry Lansing, the former president of 20th Century Fox Film Corporation, makes working out the most important part of her morning routine. She alternates exercises from one day to the next to prevent injuries. If you're finding this video to be enjoyable, show your support by liking it and subscribing to my channel for even more fantastic content. Your encouragement means everything to me and drives me to keep creating videos for you. Retired US Army General Stanley McChrystal gets up at 4 a.m. for a daily hour-and-a-half workout session, mixing it up between running and weight training. Getting started can seem daunting, but you can start with something small and gradually increase the strenuousness of your workout routine over time. Julie Zhou, the Vice President of Product Design at Facebook, works out on her cross-trainer for 10 to 15 minutes each day. Kevin Cleary, CEO of Cliff Bar & Company, plans his workouts around his work and family commitments to avoid cancelling or postponing an individual session. Regular morning meditation can keep your mind focused for the entire day. The reason over half of the author's interviewees regularly meditate is that it's a great way to start your day. Michael Acton Smith, the CEO of the meditation app Calm, heads a group meditation section at the company's headquarters every morning. Some people are so devoted to meditating that they never miss a single session. Ed Catmull, president of Pixar and Walt Disney Animation Studios, meditates every day. Novelist and teacher Ruth Ozeki places a similar premium on meditation, and she makes time to do it before doing anything else. You can start by focusing your mind on mundane moments like making yourself coffee or tea in the morning. Give yourself a little me time before jumping into work and everyday responsibilities. Giving yourself a little me time before jumping into work and everyday responsibilities is another great way of setting yourself up for the day. Melody McCloskey, CEO of StyleSeat, spends an hour tidying up or dealing with personal and work-related issues before everyone else is up and about. Taking a moment to focus on anything that you value can boost your creative output. Take the artist Elle Luna. The very first thing she does upon waking is to record her dreams using a dictaphone. Dreams both provide her with an insight into her subconscious mind and serve as a source of creative inspiration. Often, she uses her recordings to help her paint her dreams. You can also follow the example of illustrator and instructor Yuko Shimizu. She takes the slow train to work to allow for 5 extra minutes of reading time. If you have extra time in the morning, slow down your morning routine and prepare for a great morning the evening before. You can start preparing your morning routine the evening before. You might think that morning routines are all about, well, mornings. But setting yourself up for a great start to the day is something you can actually begin planning the previous evening. A good night's sleep is key. So how do you go about ensuring you get enough rest to start bright and early? In a word, by disconnecting. Switch off your technological connections to the world as early as you can each evening. And sleep with blue blocker goggles to prevent LCD screens from interfering with your sleep. Jenny Blake doesn't check her inbox after 5 PM. This helps her wind down and leaves her feeling refreshed. Reflection and quietly mulling over the course of your day can help you disconnect and depressurize. Bob Moore, the founder of the health food company Bob's Red Mill, swears by the benefits of unwinding and a soothing cup of chamomile tea before bed. Make sure you're getting enough sleep and you might just be able to dispense with your alarm. If you're having trouble getting out of bed in the morning, you may not be getting enough sleep. If you manage to get 8 hours of sleep every night, you may not even need an alarm. Scott Adams, the director of the Dilbert comic, gets up as early as he can and makes sure he's tucked up in bed by 11 PM. But Brad Feld, a venture capitalist, changed his habits after suffering a major depressive episode. If you've already found your perfect morning routine before having children, you're likely to be in for a rude awakening, literally. Children thrive on routine just as much as adults do. Nick Bilton, a special correspondent for Vanity Fair, wakes up at 5:30 every morning. And Biz Stone is awakened between 6:30 and 7 AM each morning. If you want to get something done in the morning, you have to be up before your kids. Don't stop your routine when you travel. Adapt it instead. Whether you're travelling for a holiday or business, try to maintain at least some elements of your morning routine. Cameron Russell reads in the back of a cab or while sitting in the makeup chair. Peter Beliter, president of Education Technology at Texas Instruments Inc., adapts his morning ritual to his local surroundings by using his scientific and mathematical skills. Take model and activist Cameron Russell. She's constantly on the road due to her work, and that's changed the way she thinks about routine. For her, it's more like an improvised attempt to fit the things she values into a hectic travel schedule. This entails a lot of adaptation and improvisation. Wherever she finds herself, she always makes time to do a little reading. That might mean skimming a few pages in the back of a cab or while sitting in the makeup chair. No matter her surroundings though, she can't do without this inspiring and wonderful start to the day. Travel can have an adverse effect on morning routines, but remember, with a little inventiveness and flexibility, you should be able to keep up at least some of your early hour habits. And if travel ends up knocking you off kilter, don't worry, it happens to all of us. Just try to pick up where you left off once you're back home. We hope this video provided valuable insights and information for you. What do you prefer and why, morning or night routine? Let us know in the comments, and if you learned something new in this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. Thank you, and until next time.